Okay, I think we shall get kicked off. It is a bit of a shorter session this time round. There's a few features that have been released, which is great, but I can't show all of them, but we can talk about them. What I do ask is if you have any questions, if we there's a slide where the questions tab pops up, if we can save them till then. Otherwise, I might be a little bit like a rabbit in headlights and get stunned and then go off on a tangent, and you all probably want to go off and grab something to eat quickly rather than sitting and listening to me. So I will crack on if that's okay with you. Right, breathe and go. Okay, so on the agenda, we have reports. We have some metrics. So this is to do with the renewals console and the service desk consoles. We have DocuSign enhancements, which I really like because I do use DocuSign quite a lot myself. We have the user interface, focus draws on reports, doc merge, more improvements there, and a few on the mobile app. We'll then take a little bit of a Q&A, so we can stop and you can ask some questions. I will say now, if I can't answer your question, I'll jot them down, and then following this, either myself, Sarah or Letitia will be able to get back to you. We've got all of your email addresses. And then the big wow factor is a sneak peek of the new user interface coming in 2023. So let's kick off with the reports. All of this is mainly available on Sell and Serve. Unfortunately, there's not too much that's changed on the enterprise. So yeah, do bear in mind that this is for Sell and Serve only, really, at the moment. So moving on, we have the new report dashlet. So in your current instance at the moment, this dashlet is called My Saved Reports dashlet. So this has been changed and it's been renamed to New Reports dashlet. But what is good is it allows you to configure the report from the dashlet. So at the moment, you might need to go into your report to change this, but we can change the filters, change whether we see the data set underneath or whether we see the report at the top. So that's quite cool. We also have the ability to go into the sorry, forgot. I'll move on to that because I've covered that in a later slide. So yeah, we have the reports without carts available, data tables on dashlet. So I've just covered that. So again, you're able to customize the view all within the reports dashlet. And then this is a brilliant one, which some of you who I do speak with will really like, is the saved scheduling of reports. So now when you send a scheduled report, it will also include the chart. So at the moment, it just includes the dataset table at the bottom. So now you get both the chart and the table, which is really, really good. I'm really happy with that one. So I'll skip talking and showing you a PowerPoint presentation, and we will go straight to the demo environment. So I have this prepared at the top. I've lost my mouse, sorry. There we go. I'm a complete different setup because I'm not in my home office. I'm in the office in Dublin as well. So thank you for bearing with me. So we are looking at the reports dashlet. So when I go to my homepage in Sugar, this is my general dashboard. So when we say that we're able to add and configure reports dashlets, we would go to the blue hamburger menu down at the bottom, and we would add a dashlet. When we are in this section, we can scroll down, and here is where you will see saved reports dashlet. Well, report dashlet. It used to be My Saved Reports dashlet. Still getting used to that terminology. We open up the reports dashlet, and then we're able to go in and select our report. When we're in our report, you can select any. For this demo, I'm going to select open cases. You're able to see data selected, data table, filter. Sorry, I'm going to change that because I can't see charts, and I'd like to show you one with a chart. Let's try this one. There we go, that's better. So let's set it to default select view as a chart. As we go across, you can see that you can set it to auto refresh. When we select charts, this is what's really cool, I think anyway, because I always and ah about what chart to pull onto a homepage dashlet. You can decide and configure the reports dashboard whilst looking at the view. So in the right hand side, you can see when I select a different dashlet, it changes on the side. So you can make sure you're happy with the chart that you would like to display. You can select how you would like the primary order to be set. So for this, I'll do username. And if we scroll across, we can go to the data table. So how many rows do we want to see? Do we want it ascending, descending? Do we want it to appear by username, average? So you've got the ability to configure everything within the dashlet rather than having to go to the report. Your filters, so if you have a runtime filter, you're able to change that here as well. So you're able to configure on the fly, which is brilliant. So I've done everything that I'd like to do here. I'm going to hit save. And if we scroll down, we can then see the dashlet, which is really, really cool, I think, anyway. So if you have any questions on this part, let me know and we can move on to those during the Q&A session. If I just go back to my PowerPoint and go on to our next slide. So metrics. So this one is for the renewals service console and also the case management console. So it's now configurable with opportunities, cases. You can prioritize the order. You can organize the visible tabs so users can choose which tabs are visible and reorder them on the layout. And I'll show you that in a second. And then we also can create predefined filters. So the admins can create and deploy metric tabs with filters for the rest of the team to work with. So this is quite a nice new dashlet as well. So I will go back to my demo environment and show you. I think I'm getting the hang of this now, guys. Okay. Sorry, my marketing ladies here really rooting for me, so that's great. So when we are talking about the metrics, you can see our overview of our dashboard, but then we can go into the accounts and we can see my accounts and the revenue, etc. We can then see opportunities with renewals, and you can see the filters at the top here. So these are my opportunities. I can then change to one opportunities, but tell you what, rather than showing you something that's already there, let's build one. So if we go over to create new, I would like to say, you know what, it's great seeing all of the one, but let's also check and see what we're actually losing. Some of you will also know that I'm not very great at spelling. Unfortunately, Grammarly is not installed on this demo environment. So closed, lost. So here we can then go on and create a filter. So I could say show my items only. I can customize a filter if I would like to. So if I wanted to drill down to this in further detail, so I could just say, actually, let's just show me the likely amount. I'm not going to, I want to see everything for this example. So then we get to go to the list view. So here we can see a preview of what the list view is going to look like. And on the right hand side, these are all of the fields that's going to display within that dashlet that you just saw. And I can also drag over available fields as well. So I might want to bring over likely, no, lost, sorry. Let's grab likely as well. So you can see that you can drag and drop and configure this to how you would like to see it. So let's hit save. And then this is going to go away and build. Sorry. Good example of what not to do here. You need to make sure that it's active. So I'll show you how, if you forget to make it active, how we can make it active. So you go to the three little dots and hit manage. And then I have just created closed lost. If I go into here, just make sure you hit status to be active, everyone. I'm a great example of what not to do. Hit save. And let's go back. You'll also see that the metrics obviously has its own module because we was just able to go into that module and make it active. So you can manage it that way as well. And now we've made it active, we can see our shiny new closed lost opportunities. So it was good to show you this because you can see it's great that we've won 62. However, we have lost 172. So that's the metrics tab, and that's available for both sell and serve. So moving on, let's go back to my PowerPoint and go to our next slide. So DocuSign, I'm really happy with this DocuSign enhancements. So some of you will know that you're able to use DocuSign to send out not only quotes, but you could send out support contracts, you could send out anything that might need a signature. So that's really good. Now, a enhancement is that you're actually able to select save templates that are stored in your DocuSign account, which is brilliant. So you now have two ways, for example, to use DocuSign. You could use DocuSign with DocMerge, or if you have the template stored in DocuSign already, you can just send them straight out with DocuSign. So the send recipient, so you can send the envelopes to one or many recipients from Sugar. So that's another great enhancement. At the moment, I think you can only send it to one when you select. So you can send it to multiple people for multiple signatures. So you don't have to populate them once they're in DocuSign. So that's another great enhancement. And another amazing enhancement, I think, is that you're actually now able to use the process definition module to send envelopes to DocuSign. So you can completely remove the manual element if you would like. So you could say, upon an opportunity being closed won, send the quote to X recipient or the contact that's assigned to the quote for signature. And I think Sarah has mentioned in a few of her previous Lunch and Learn sessions that the cloud drive. So you can also send a document from DocuSign directly from the Google Drive or Microsoft Drive. So that's another great feature. We can cover some questions on that if anyone has any questions moving forward, but there's not too much to show with this on a demo instance, so we're just kind of talking about it. So going to our next slide, we have user interface. So the focus drawers, this is what I was referring to on the reports dashlets. So you're now able to open up the focus drawers from within a report. So if I go back to my demo environment and let's go to my dashboard again. So I'll do it from a dashlet, but you're also 100% able to do this within reports as well. So if I want to drill down into my dashlet, I'm able to. However, we also now have the focus drawer available. Maybe I do need to go to my report. No, I don't. Here we are. Sorry. The focus drawer is now available. So when you're looking at a lead, you're able to open up additional information all on the one screen, which is quite saves time. So it's less time consuming having to open up multiple tabs, slow your machine down, and all of things like that. Another great enhancement, I think, is the on a documents module. So you now have a little checkbox to say available externally. So this allows, if this checkbox is available, users will know that that's documents able to be sent externally and be shared with users outside of the organisation. I think that's quite a nice, unique identifier for those kinds of documents that you may have internal documentation that you don't want to share. Moving on to DocMerge enhancements. So you can now send document templates via email addresses via SugarBPM. So that will eliminate the manual sending. You can also indicate a doc merge from the cloud drive, as we mentioned in the previous slide. And there's been some performance enhancements as well. So you can retrieve data from cached Sugar data, resulting in improved performance. So what I quite like about this one is that you're now able to, again, take out that manual process. So you can say, actually, can we send this document, this template that's saved within DocMerge, and we can send that out via SugarBPM and have that signed via DocuSign if we want to. So that's one way that this could work. So DocMerge templates weren't previously available within process definition, and now they are. So you can create a whole new process that takes out that manual element around sending documents for signature, or even just sending out a document to a customer. Sorry if this isn't as good as normal, guys. And a nice new one is the mobile enhancement. So On the mobile app, you can't currently set reoccurring meetings. So potentially if you're on site with a customer and they say, you know what, let's have a weekly call or a monthly call starting from next month. So you're actually able, if you use the mobile app whilst you're on site with your customers, you're now actually able to set those up automatically from the mobile app rather than taking a note down, getting back to the office and then having to do that. And you can also now have action buttons, so doc merge and action buttons available within the mobile app as well. So they aren't currently available. You can have them in your desktop version, but they don't put across to mobile. This is a nice new feature that you're actually having some extra functionality within the mobile app. So I then now move over to questions. So this is where I get to open the floor up to everyone. All I say is please be kind. So Letitia, how do we do this?
They can either put into the chat box or just open their mics.
Okay, so I don't know if you heard that, everyone, but you can either put any questions into the chat box and Letitia will let me know those, or you can unmute yourself and we can have a little quick chat if you would like to, because after this there is 2 more slides to show you and then we are finished. So like I said, very short lunch and learn session, but some nice enhancements coming. Do any of you have any questions? I'm going to hopefully say that's a good point, that I've covered everything off that you could possibly think of. So we'll move over to the next couple of slides then. And this is the new features that are coming within January 2023. So we have the new interface update. A few people have heard about this and they think, and ahhing as to think, oh, it's changed. However, I think it's really nice. So you can now see that the module bar has come to the left hand side and it's highlighted in blue, so it's minimized, so you get to see the whole of the screen. I think it looks cleaner, it's a bit fresher, so you're actually able to then open up the modules. So you can open up the modules on the left hand side, and when you go into a contact or an account, you still have the same settings as you currently do, so your last 3 accounts that you've been to, clicked on. You also have your favorites, so that the functionality works the same. It is just that look and feel change. I quite like it. I don't know whether anyone has any comments on this, what it looks like at the moment, but this is coming in January 23. So I think for those that are on, well, you should all be on SugarCRM and Sell and Serve. So you'll get an email to say that your sandbox is being updated. And then you'll be able to go in there and have a little play. It might be an idea to have some users or your super users to go in and have a little play, maybe do a video to show that it's changed. But you know what, it's scary, it's a little bit cleaner. Do you have any questions around the new look and feel?
They think they love it.
Cool. You love it and it's fresh. That is exactly what I think as well. So like I said, very, very short lunch and learn today, so you can go and get some time back. There is one thing that I did want to say. Obviously, thank you for joining, and I hope it wasn't too different from Sarah's lunch and learn. I hope I covered it in enough detail for you. Like I say, if you have any questions, you can either drop me an email directly, or you can get in touch with Sarah or Letitia. I have been asked to say that following this, you will receive 2 emails. So you'll receive an email from ourselves with a recording of the lunch and learn session. You might not want to watch that back. However, there will be a second lunch and learn. So for everyone that has attended the session, the Deliveroo voucher, so your lunch and learn voucher, will be sent to you via email. That may not come from a Provident email address, so do keep a lookout. Might go to spam. I'm going to make sure I keep a lookout for mine because I know what I would like for my lunch. So yes, that is the complete lunch and learn session. I will now stop being really nervous and I'll go and have a minute to myself.
You did great, Emma. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all for joining.
Thank you.
Like, any questions, let me know and I will speak to you all, no doubt. Bye.